Hello, I'm Lynda Smith-Buga. I am pleased to introduce my wood art. Since I was a child, I have made things. Born and raised in the Andes Mountains of Colombia, South America, I used my imagination to create toys. Nature provided a wealth of opportunity. I attended Hunter College in New York City, where I majored in sculpture. The woodshop became my home. My first job after college was teaching woodworking in the Catskills to inner-city children for week-long nature programs. I researched the lore and nature of the surrounding trees. I set up workstations to experience various properties of wood. These included a lathe, a carving table, and a wood-burning stove. Given all this work, I pursued a master's degree in museum education at Bank Street College in New York City. Trees were my museum collection. I went on to direct a small children's museum and progressed in exhibition projects with the Smithsonian and the Library of Congress. After a long hiatus from making wood art, I read Sculpting Wood, a book by Mark Lindquist. His writings and descriptions of techniques and designs ignited my imagination. In particular, I appreciated the detail when tool marks were intentionally left. This was the kickstart I needed to return to my passion, working with wood. Mending is my first major work. The powerful tangles of the upside-down cherry root is raised by the sapling trunk. The decayed bark on the root system was taken off with a grinder to reveal a beautiful interior. The base is laminated, sanded, polished, and mended with copper wire. Viewed from different angles, a myriad of interpretations emerge. Mending was truly part of the mending of my soul, and it was mending me in another way. I entered mending in my first exhibition, which was juried by J. Carter Brown, former director of the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. J. Carter Brown honored mending with the Sculpture Mixed Media Award. This was a thrill for me because of his significance in the art world. The next few images are sculptures made with my bandsaw, an important tool. Slicing branches and reconfiguring them into sculptural shapes is my first approach to making sculptures. The exterior slices of Epiphany reach upward and interior slices are connected, creating an intersecting circle known as a mandorla, a sacred place. This almond shape is a recurring theme in many of my sculptures. The floating bird forms are sliced from a dogwood crotch that is book-matched. This construction creates a lyrical rhythm. An arch of nature, like that created by the canopy of trees over a path, like a cathedral arch, beckoning is made from a sliced dogwood. The beautiful natural edged steps made from walnut beckon the viewer in. An abstraction, liminal space balances between ambiguity and transition. A reclaimed 100-year-old English boxwood branch is sliced into 3, each gently touching, creating a mandorla, a moment where time is contained. The base is shaped on the strength of a triangle with 3 strong vertical slices of black walnut. The natural edged cream-colored sapwood contrasts the darker depth of a smooth blue center, pushing up towards the pyramid on top, putting forth optimism and achievements of future and past. Transitional Reflections is a skillful study of craft and illusion. The fork of a willow oak was cut with a chainsaw, exposing the interior. Stacking the opposing cuts creates an elliptical form, a mandorla. Shaping and sanding reveal gorgeous patterns and tones. Transitional Reflections, bonding the stacked pieces with lap joints, the sculpture was reinforced with repetitions of oval inlays and laminated bands of ash, cherry, maple, and walnut. A fine polish brings out the luster and invites one to explore the deep richness of the smoothed grained surfaces. The ellipse is echoed in linden wood with an inlaid mirror, which reflect the rough torn interior of the oak. A finely finished cherry base conceals engineered steel supports. The hand-carved bridge on top connects the oak and linden ellipses. Transitional layers of illusion entice viewers to reach into the reflections and imperfections of oak, mirroring life. The next images show another approach important to my sculpture, turning wood on a lathe to juxtapose natural forms. Breaking Open is full of contrasts, light and dark, smooth and rough, round and sharp. A black walnut sphere is engulfed by the maple, which was carved with a grinder, and then broken to create the jagged edges. The tool marks are intentionally left on the maple. This sculpture, Breaking Open, is a seed which opened me to exhibiting internationally. It was shown for 3 years in the Art and Embassies program in Rome, Italy. Spiraling Up is created with a twisted oak branch, which is sliced on a bandsaw. The intertwined slices are placed vertically to lift the eye upwards. 4 lathe-turned discs elevate the sculpture and are supported on a cube. Construction of this artwork is engineered for easy assembly, disassembly, for transportation and installation. Ancient Vessel is a raised platform which cradles a lathe-turned hemisphere of burled maple. An oak log split into opposing crescents and joined with a center cut creates an upward lift and focus, an altar. A chainsaw, lathe, planer, and router shape and reveal intricacies of nature's design. This engaging form is a dichotomy of raw versus refined, flat versus round, straight versus curved, horizontal versus vertical, and odd versus even. A balance of spirit and structure, this pillar of strength echoes ceremonial tides. Another approach found in my sculpture is to play with the simple forms found in nature. Raincatcher was made for an exhibition called Aquifer. I created it from my memory of wooden troughs that carry water from streams to the homes of Indians in the high Andean mountains. The angled, hollow apple wood creates the illusion of falling water into the ceramic bowl, which is nestled in the upside-down tree trunk. The copper uprights embedded in a walnut base represent contemporary ways of directing water into the modern home. The sculpture maintains a kinetic sense with many contrasting elements such as ancient versus contemporary, natural versus straight, light versus dark. Each sculpture is unique, dependent on a specific natural form, and is created with a love of nature. My creed is sculpture for the soul.